Good morning, welcome. We're here at Campus B, Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School with Deputy Principal Perry Richardson for the I Can Do workshop. And Mr. Richardson is going to tell us a bit about the workshop, how it started, why we're doing it, etc.
Well, welcome to Campus B at Albina Lake Hodge Comprehensive School. And as Ms. Harris have mentioned, I am Perry Richardson. The I Can Do exhibition is something that we thought about in terms of trying to reduce the load for students in terms of when it comes around to examination time. So previously, most of the students will be engaging in 13 examinations at the ending of the year. But what we have done was to put the technical subjects in a carousel. So for each term, the students will do one of the subjects for 5 sessions a week. And by doing so, one way of ensuring that they have developed the skills and everything that they can do in those classes, we decided of having the I Can Do exhibition to showcase the work that they would have done in visual arts, in home and food, as well as design technology.
So you're saying that that methodology is used to assess the students?
Yes.
Instead of a test sitting down. That's wonderful. Wish I'd had that when I was young. That's really good. And what has been the response? Do students like it?
Since we have started doing the I Can exhibition, I don't think we were able to do it each year because of circumstances, but the classes itself has been very productive. The students, they are more engaged, and it's like within the carousel, there's a carousel itself. Because, for instance, in home ec, they would do a portion of food nutrition, then some home management, and some clothing and textiles.
So there's a mix even within the subject area.
Even within the carousel. So it's fast-paced, and so the students are always engaged, and sometimes we struggle with students not having some of the material, but that's part of life, I guess.
It is. It also seems like a great way to ensure that practical skills are developed in certain areas.
Yes, it indeed gives the students them a base. And when you go through the exhibition, you'll get a taste of the work that these students have produced.
Excellent. And this morning, we have 2 students who are going to take us through the exhibition. Please come through. They're going to introduce themselves, and then we'll actually start the exhibition. Okay, I'm going to take this from you, Mr. Richardson.
Just getting comfortable.
Oh, thank you so much. And here this morning, we have 2 persons with us, 2 students who are going to take us through. And your name?
Hi, my name is Aliyah Richardson.
Aliyah Richardson.
Hi, my name is Shamar Brooks.
Okay, so this is your first year or second year? Second year? All right. And you came originally from which schools?
Valley Primary School.
Orilla Kelly Primary School.
Okay, and so now we have 2 second years, so second formers, who actually did the carousel of subjects. Tell us about your experience. How did you find it?
Okay, so I actually loved it. The experience with my classmates and the teachers were amazing. The subjects for visual arts, it showed off the students' creativity and talent and everything. And it was very amazing.
Yeah? And what about you, Shoma? What did you like best?
What best I like was art, because like the creativity, it was very engaging, and you basically paint a picture of your own story.
Okay, all right, great. So we're going to move now. We're going to go outside. Thank you so much for having us, Mr. Richardson.
Well, it is and was my pleasure.
Okay, excellent. And we're going to start with the exhibition now. So I'm going to follow you guys. You're going to tell me and show me, all right? I'm giving you the mic, so you share it between yourselves, and we move that way.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right.
Great. So which direction first?
Upstairs to home ec.
Home ec? Okay, so we're starting with home ec. So who's the home ec teacher, Aliyah?
The home ec teacher. Okay, I'm not really sure,
There are
but
actually three.
Okay.
We have
Yeah.
Miss Ellis, Miss Watley, and Miss Thompson.
Okay, so 3 teachers in home ec. Excellent. Okay, cool.
Which class? This one or this one?
Yeah?
are they ready?
Let's see. Let's see.
Are you guys ready?
Waiting to see if we're ready for home ec.
Okay.
Oh, there. All right. We'll try next door.
This is the first one you're coming to?
Yes, it was.
We told Mrs. Fleming she needs to go to the other areas because we had to cook this morning.
Ah, okay.
So we told her to.
Fair enough. So we're going to start
Okay.
elsewhere because home ec had to cook from scratch this morning. So we're going to try, we're going to try another area first.
So we're gonna try DT now.
All right, so we're going to design technology. So did either of you do design technology?
Yes, this is our,
Mike, to you.
I'm
Yeah.
currently in design technology.
Excellent.
So here is the design technology class in. I assume you're leading. You're leading. Yes.
So tell us your name.
My name is Majai.
Design technology this morning?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to explain what design technology, every student knows that as DT. We are more practical, skill based,
Right.
looking at introducing STEM education, which is science, technology. This side over here.
Okay. And this is one of your students from.
Of design and technology.
All right. So Maja, you
Very,
tell us a
very-
bit.
yes.
Mr. Martin tells us a bit.
Yes. So
Let's
you can
go.
probably tell Maja about the bridges. About the bridges.
Well, the bridges. Well, the bridges here. I'm now in second form.
Okay, so you're a second former, right?
Yes.
Tell us about the principle
Not
being shown here, Mr. Martin.
Okay, so what we usually teach students is structures,
Yes.
structural design,
Okay.
and what is structures, how you design structures. And one of the challenges we give them is bridges.
Right.
So we popsicle sticks.
Okay.
We look at different concepts, how you put different supports, beam supports, and the PVC sheet to make one design,
Right.
and they got some help from the parents.
Right.
To use our CNC router with that, so on. But most of them.
How is this one, for instance? With the
So this,
triangle
yes,
different from.
so they learn about the truss bridge. So truss bridge is one of the simplest, but one of the strongest structures.
Okay.
So if you ever go in countries like train bridges and those things being made out of these, these are nice for beautifying and those things. So you see,
See them in parks,
on parks and
sometimes,
ponds
over
and those
water.
things.
Short, but they usually
Yes.
shorter span.
Yes, and then you have gate bridges, you see truss suspension, those things and so on.
Which one is yours? You're not sure?
I don't know if we pull up one. We actually tried something this year. We actually challenged students to make a chair out of cardboard. We tried it. We will probably do it again next year. This was one of the best ones we had. It took a
Wow.
lot.
And
So that's
just
to learn
fold
about
and-
full learn how to put things together. So it was teaching about structures too. Because it takes a lot of things. Students have sight in those things, so we keep
Okay.
it very light
Light.
and so on. But
What are
they
you trying to
enjoyed
say,
it.
Mr. Martin?
I'm
I
not saying
have
that's
it.
it. So yes, that's what it is. And then this is one of the bridges. This is one of the peak bridges we had.
Okay.
Walks. They wanted to go like a castle theme, as you can see.
Yes.
And
What
it
kind
actually
of bridge is this?
This will be a suspension bridge.
A suspension
because
bridge
they have
as
that.
well.
Yeah, this is actually a draw suspension bridge because it actually walks.
Oh, look, it's going up.
Yes, it
Yeah.
actually works. It actually works. So
Okay, great. So now
Yeah.
we come. Okay, great. So now
Yeah.
we come back to you to tell us more about what we're
Yes.
seeing here.
this one I can't tell you. This a point.
With Derby cars.
Well,
With Derby cars.
well, as in the title, they are made out of wood, and this one has some kind of livery.
So what's
As
the
you
point, to make it quick or to make it pretty?
Well, it depends on what you're going for, but the main,
For second form.
yes,
All
no.
right.
Woodworking skills.
Woodworking.
We give them a block of wood like this. We just
Block of wood is the
yes,
same as
choose
this.
some
Or the
templates.
same as
Yes,
this.
and let me just show you these books I have here. They actually have we just
Use
acrylic paints,
acrylic.
acrylic paints, and so on. And yes, and this was first project students start with. The whole idea of it is teaching accuracy with using rulers and those things, because surprisingly our students do not know how to measure accurately. But we go even further because we have to assess in the first one. So it's a very simple thing, but it's very
Here we were looking.
art design school. This is one of the first things they did. This. I remember the first day of school we did this. I had no idea what to do.
Okay.
But the whole idea,
Okay.
but the whole idea is we tell them what they're supposed to do.
Yes.
But it's about their supposed to do.
Yes.
But it's about their assessing what do they think when you give instructions, how
Right.
creative they can be.
Okay.
But then another thing we teach them is when in like 3 or 5 minutes in when they're struggling, I may show them a couple pictures like 3 or 5 minutes in when they're struggling, I may show them a couple pictures like example of student work, and they get I can't draw. I tell them that's a bad word in my class.
Can't is a bad word.
Yes,
Okay.
can't, especially can't draw
Well, that's
because I
what
tell
your
them.
exhibition is. I can do.
Yes, because I told them
can
if
do.
you say you can't, you won't. You can
Right.
say it's challenging. Acorn.
Acorn,
You get the
okay.
Acorn.
Acorn,
You get the
okay,
basically
yes.
people building the airport.
That's wonderful.
We just recently started a STEAM club, our STEM club, and these are here to teach program. As small as they are, they can teach a lot of different those things. And the beauty
So
of
you
this,
program these
yes,
things
you
to move
program
around.
like go straight for 6 seconds, turn 180
Oh,
degrees.
okay. So you tell it what to
Yes.
do, and then this thing
So they
does
program it.
it.
Let me probably see if I can start one of these up. Oh, this one is dead. Let me see this one here. Yeah. So what they would usually do, I probably do for the camera, is they would program it.
Right.
Then they press program, they put a robot on it.
Ah,
It's
so
very easy.
It's picking up the program now.
And then when they download it, it can do all kinds of things. They can
Alright.
decide. So they can do all kinds of things. They can
Alright.
decide. So my robot is ready. It should follow the program one more time, and the students love it.
That's great.
So yeah. So now it should be. I hope it did. Teach them about motion.
So the first formers did the bridges.
No, second farmers did the
Second formers
bridges.
did the bridges.
Yes, first farmers did the cars and the
Cars
texture cubes,
and the
and
texture
that
cubes.
the second farmers did this. So
All
the second
right.
farmers again, we try to keep it advanced. They focus on structures. Then this one here. So they have handles like Jack and the Bush ones we've done this year.
Yes.
Is we introduce a lot more 3D printing, and we're gonna get to the 3D printers in a bit. We got a donation by the education department, and we tried to introduce them with a 3D model of what we started to do just this term, last term, this term, and those things.
So this is a 3D?
Yes, 3D model.
Ah.
So what they don't build them, they go online and find different yes and
Do
close.
that again. Do that again.
It's supposed to open. Yes, it's supposed to open and close as it turns like that to reveal the
Wow.
part. So students are so a lot of these are student work and those things.
So the principle behind this is motion.
Motion, yes.
So we had
motion,
structure.
yes.
We had aerodynamics.
Yes.
And shape.
Investment of some 3D printers.
So this is a 3D printer?
Yes, these are 3D printers. Two 3D
Alright.
printers we
Wow.
have here at the school.
Okay.
And I'm very big on teaching modern technology. 3D printing is now a thing where you can, if you can think about it, you can make it. Especially if you know how to use 3D modeling, which we do in the IT labs. We use a program called Tinkercad, which we teach them how to build models on it. And that's my area. I'm an expert in 3D modeling and designing. So we show them these things. And
It looks like a stove.
the people have 16 minutes. It is very, very fast. 16 minutes. It is very, very fast. So we have those. I also put these here because actually these were 3D printed. We had a problem where we could not find box cutter. We had a blaze, but we couldn't cool and sleep. So 3D printed helps us a lot in organizing. See, I built this whole lot. I built this in the Tinkercad program
As well.
with the students
Yes.
to hold these here with them, and also build these boxes and so on. So it helps a lot even in the classroom for me
Yes,
to organize
you can create what you need.
Yes, create what I need and those things.
Yes.
So as you know, we are planning, we build a curriculum to advance it and to learn these skills and those things because this is what the students things.
So the Department of Education is working with
Yes,
you? Excellent.
yes, they're working, and we're very proud of
Okay.
these. The students
Good.
love it when they sometimes they come in. They say, "Mr. Man, we're 3D printers." Like, well, I'm doing this. You know, sometimes they ask. Having those. And then here is
See
basically the different tools we use throughout the school term. They learn
Okay.
hammering, they learn how sanding, they learn about how to use the saws, all those things. And so beginning, but once in a they just get on with it, you know.
And boys and girls.
Boys
use
and
this
girls. The girls are very good as the boys,
as
you
well.
know, and so
Okay.
on. Yeah.
Aliyah,
So
did you use any of this year? Yeah.
mention a contribution from Akon again with some different tools.
So Akon really
Yes.
assisted this year.
Yes. Hopefully next year, I'm hoping and I'm pleading. Tutus, you see all the tools out in the chairs everywhere. So tutus, you see all the tools out in the chairs everywhere. So unfortunately, that's how it is right now. For now, and we're hoping to actually have a workshop, a building workshop. I don't want to say state of the art yet, but soon we get a state of the art, a modern workshop, maybe more 3D printers, maybe more things and so on, and maybe we could make a community maker space, you know. Where possible. Yes, I had sometimes I have boys who they don't have a. This is what we really need.
Sense.
You know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Martin,
You're welcome.
for this. Things is good, so I'm going to go back to Aliyah. Hi. Oh, we have the principal.
Yes, morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, I'm well.
You can hold on to this for a bit and tell us a bit.
Matter of fact, I am so impressed that I've commissioned a pencil sketching of me when the student comes to Campus Q next year. So I want
art in also the technical, because you know, like the students painted their cars with acrylic, they created their texture boxes, and you can see how varied they are.
Yeah.
So they're actually integrating Mr. Yeah, so it's really
I mean, you know, folks need to understand that our students are incredibly capable and tremendously talented and creative.
Favorite subject?
Yeah.
Okay.
And in that class, I actually discovered my passion for sewing. And
Sewing?
Yes, and
All right.
painting.
Cool. And knitting. Shema, what's your favorite subject?
Like it makes the subject so interesting, like integrating programming and coding into DT, the cooking in the seasonings to enhance flavors in the food, and the art expressing yourself. I have to go back to that point.
So
Expressing yourself.
Expressing yourself. Okay, so we're going down to visual arts now?
Yes.
All right, good. And the teachers for visual arts would be
Miss Fleming and Miss Samuel. I don't think Miss Fleming is ready yet, so we will go to Miss Samuel for the time being.
All right.
We could come. Okay. Miss Fleming is ready.
Oh, she's ready? Okay, great. All right. So we're going into visual art, Miss Fleming's room. Visual art, Miss Fleming's room.
Sorry. So this is Miss Fleming.
Good morning, Miss Fleming.
Good morning and
We're
welcome.
here and we're excited. We're hearing so much about what you've been doing. So if you're going to start with us and show us around a bit.
Okay. Thanks for coming though.
Thank you.
All
Thank you
right?
for having us.
Good.
Yes.
Now, this is my classroom and we are featuring first and second formers' work.
Right.
I have two students who are budding artists and I decided to feature their work. One is Michael Skellige.
Michael Skellige.
His work is here, but he did not.
Is this Michael?
This is Michael.
Hi, Michael.
He didn't get a chance to put up his tag.
Right.
And then we have Iolane Marishaw. We are featuring her work also.
Wow. It's quite a variety, actually.
Yes.
I see you have string art, then you have paper weaving on the other side.
She did a whole variety of different things.
Where is she?
Okay. She's
not
somewhere
here today?
around with the others, whatever.
Okay. So what was the principle here? To just present a collection of their work?
Whatever, it was up to them. I left it up to those students. She decided to do a collection. And this is resin art, a piece she made at Anguilla. It's a book in she used.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah. I like the Anguilla theme for some of them.
Yes.
Yes, definitely. When it's glaze.
We use glaze.
All right.
It's a kind of a finish. You put it in the oven and it comes out shiny after they put on the design on it.
Yeah, they're beautiful. And then we can come back
Okay.
around.
All right, 2 pinch hand.
By hand.
Yes. It's more complicated than the mold. Although
I can
the
see
mold.
that, and they're smaller items. too,
Yes,
so that
they're
even
smaller.
That would make it more
Yes.
intricate. Yeah.
Down here we
individual.
have it up and bend it how they wanted it.
Ah, so okay.
Yes.
Got you.
It up and bend it how they wanted it.
Ah, so okay.
Yes.
Got you. Yeah, this is lovely.
Yeah.
I can see the
Some of them more ceramic.
more ceramic here.
Yes.
Yes. We're looking
No.
at all the ceramics
Ceramic
first.
first. No, this one was a mold. We use a bowl or a dish and we drape it inside of it, and we let it get a little stiff, and it took on that shape.
Right.
All right. All those were done the same method.
So the fish were all done by
Again, it was entire class. So we did leaves and birds. Some of them did not put on the final glaze on it. Time. Yes.
wow.
Several pieces not 100% finished.
Yes.
But to be finished.
Yes, but you can see the shape. You can see
Yes.
they've done the
Yes.
foundation
But just the
work.
final glaze. And we mounted them on driftwood. Again,
beautiful.
some have not finished.
Right.
They were hustling off, just trying to finish
really,
every time.
really beautiful.
Okay, but at least same concept again. Bird.
Right.
These were glazed
Right.
and put on a small piece of driftwood.
Driftwood, yes.
Was sprayed driftwood.
This is
Okay,
lovely.
yeah, and a few more.
Got that.
Just 4 pieces underneath.
Oh,
A
all
fish.
right. Oh.
A
It's lovely.
it's a
I feel like
fish.
you could be snorkeling through a coral.
Yeah. Again, that was a slab of clay rolled out. The fish was placed on the pattern, cut out, and then shaped to form a belly.
This is
Another
realistic. Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Really
I think that ends our ceramic
So that's
aspect.
our ceramics.
Yes.
So now you're going to take us through the other stuff.
Okay, so let's go. Let's go back.
We're going to go back to the start?
Yes.
Okay. But since you have one of your artists here, I don't know if he wants to share a little bit about his work, if he's right
Come,
here.
Michael. Come, Michael. She wants you to share about
Yes.
your work. So go right
So we're
ahead.
going to go across
Go
right
back
here,
to
and
you.
you're going to tell us a bit
Yes.
about design here. Keep the mic close to your mouth and
Well,
tell us.
I
So what
wasn't
we're seeing
really
here.
prepared for this. This is a portrait that I did. Sometimes when I draw, I just choose something random, see if I'm good at it to develop your skills,
Right?
I do coloring,
Yes.
try to make it look good, realistic, like it could almost pop out of paper.
I like this guy.
Oh, thanks.
He looks playful.
Yeah. I try to do a little bit of something, so you see you got your kind of cartoony style here and here. Try to do a little bit of realism on these ones
Right.
to kind of diversify my art so that I'm not drawing the same thing over and over
Over
again.
again. All right. This looks almost. What is this? It looks.
It's a
Is it
fish. A fish
I know it's a
skeleton.
fish, but I mean, it's not. It's not drawn on, is it?
It looks like a printing to me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, so you didn't do this one?
It's just
oh,
my
okay,
stuff
this
here.
is you. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought this was you as well.
I wish I had more to show, but
Right.
you can only fit so much on these small ones.
True.
here.
True. True. But well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks. Miss Fleming, we're ready to continue.
Good. Okay. Now, what we have displayed on this
here?
entire
Wall?
box here, I taught the principles of design, and the first principle we dealt with was balance.
Principles of design. So we have
balance is the first one.
Okay.
So I taught them.
Proportion, emphasis, contrast, movement, rhythm, harmony, and unit.
Yes.
And the first one was balance.
The first one was balance.
And that's what we're seeing.
So
here.
I taught them how to create.
All
how
right,
to
so you
create.
taught them how to create.
How to create a balanced design.
Right.
So we started. Whatever's on one section has to be repeated on all 4 sides.
All right.
So the entire design
So
is
symmetry
balanced.
then?
Yes.
All right.
Symmetrically balanced.
Right.
All around.
And these were hand drawn. They were done by
Everybody,
hand.
hands.
Okay. Very nice.
Okay.
Of the colors.
Second formers.
Second form. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Come on
Next
this side
things.
over here. All of them, second formers. Everybody's work
Stunning
was
colors,
displayed.
boy.
Yes, came out
Yes.
beautifully.
Stunning colors.
Okay, so all of those there. while we are here,
Yes.
here we have, I taught in basic embroidery stitches
Right.
to boys and girls in the class. Everybody had to create a portfolio
Right.
of the stitches, whatever. And then they had to do a small project. Now the girls, we did the bigger pieces. The boys, I gave them a smaller piece because, they would take them a little longer to get done.
To get those motor skills. I think
Yes.
Aliyah had told me that she
Yes.
loved sewing.
Okay.
Aliyah, did you have a piece here?
No.
Okay,
She
all
doesn't have a
right.
piece here.
Okay.
Okay, so that is what that is all about.
Okay.
And since we are talking with that, let's go behind here one time.
Okay, sure, following you.
So some more students. Similarly, those who did the sewing and embroidery, their work is here. And we must put your work and create a portfolio. I don't
Right.
allow them to do work and just to drop it down. Thank you.
Right.
Okay?
So this is demonstrating different stitching.
Stitches, different
Okay.
stitches.
Alright.
And you must do a sample for each one.
I have to confess, this was not my strong suit at school
All right.
at all.
Okay. So let's go on this section here.
Right.
Okay. Here we have first formers. They started to do a basic painting.
These are first formers. That age group is what, 13?
Those who just came in, 11.
11.
Yes.
My
All right.
goodness.
This is the second project they did. The first one we did was with the tape art.
Right.
Tape, because they didn't have the motor skills as yet. So we can use the tape and use sponge to create the design.
Right.
After they finished that, then I introduced them
graduated
to
this.
this,
All
a
right.
sea scene. Some of them still have little pieces to be done, but they will get the feel of using a brush and creating something aesthetically pleasing.
Absolutely. And
Okay.
it's a good thing because I see that ideas from Anguilla's
Yes, yes, and a
own
few more up
story and
there.
culture are right there.
Yes, okay. Okay, so
Lovely.
let's go on.
Behind
Over
them,
here,
I see you have some string art as well.
string art, yes. String art up there.
So that was
also
taught this
there.
year as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
And with the string art, it's what? You put in nails into
you put in
into
nails.
board or
We
something?
create a pattern first of all. We created it on paper.
You create it on
Paper, we label it, put the nails in, and then we follow. This was very easy. From 1 to 1 to 1, 2 to 2 to 2.
Doesn't look
and
easy to me.
just follow the numbers,
Ah.
and they can create it once they have it correctly done. All right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. All right.
So these
then here,
paintings-
right here now, this
Because these look realistic.
they look realistic, but I can tell you what it is. It is, we painted the background because again, they are young children and they don't have the skill in creating pieces like other people. And then we use the computer, we use a design, we printed it, cut it out and put it on the painted background. So it look as though the whole thing is painted.
So it's not all painted. The background
No,
is
the
painted.
background is
And like the
painted.
turtle would be
The tur-
something that was
yes,
cut out and
from the computer. We did
Wow.
a computer and put it in it.
Wow.
I mean, when they're so young, you want to encourage them.
Yes.
You know, you don't want to give them something so difficult to frustrate them. So they love that. You know, they
But it
want.
means all like me could be making art.
Yes.
That's really wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah,
so those are
that's
the
nice.
pieces. These here are some first farmers. Still, just
Right.
didn't have enough time. We ran out of time for their works.
Yeah.
Okay.
But great efforts, yeah.
Sure. Over here, again, we
Seeing here
collected
with these shoes.
old shoes.
Yes.
Okay. And we use them as flower pots and create using things from the environment, grape, corn, other dry stuff.
Yes.
And we created an arrangement. Okay.
there.
But that exercise is to stimulate their creative thinking. Up there now we cut out the wood of our board, and again we created that illusion. We use a computer to get
Right.
to do the flowers
Right.
and then add it on. Our bottles we just sprayed them.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
All right. Did we do over here as yet?
Not yet. We haven't done
Okay.
these below. They look
Okay.
like mats or something.
Okay.
Like
Okay. We haven't done these up here as yet.
no.
All right. These up here are also table mats. I don't know if you know this kind of a
Oh.
kind of a board like.
Yes.
And we cut them out.
Your mic.
Cut them out and
Yes.
they painted them.
Beautiful. So
Yes.
this is done on some kind of board.
Kind of
and
a
then
board.
painted.
Yes.
All right.
All
And they
of
could choose to do any shape that they wanted.
whatever. Yeah. We did this girl did this yesterday and did this yesterday because she was
Wow.
kind of busy. Now down here, I'm going to show
Right.
you when you go down there. The students, we did different designs This was a shape design.
Right.
And then I asked everybody, go in your portfolio,
Right.
select one that you would like to have your table mat made from, and we made the mat from it. And then I included the elements of art. So every time you use it to eat, they are there to remind you what the elements of
So
art
this is a
are.
way to
Reinforce
functional and
it.
to learn.
Yes. In this case, this was done with blow painting.
Right.
All right. Shapes.
So blow painting.
They blow paint.
So you blow paint onto
yes,
the paper?
Yes.
Wow.
They put sometimes some of them would put the paint on, then use a straw and blow it in different directions.
Okay, so that disperses it.
Yes. And it would overlap different
it's pretty.
places. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lovely, lovely.
All right. Some students use some of their weaving designs for their mats under there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
More difficult to see those.
Okay. All right. And all of them would have on the information that we want them to have. Now we'll go back down here where we have more of that design. Before you go on there, Carla, let me show you something.
Yes.
Everybody in class is required to create a portfolio. You must get a
Right.
binder. It's a basic thing. All the work we did in your art book, as we go along, we take it out and then we would include it inside
your
of the
portfolio.
portfolio.
Okay.
Some of them still have. We start with
So we can
elements
show
of
this
art.
here. The
Yes.
elements of art.
Start with that. Then we move on to lines. You put in notes and you do the lines.
Right.
So everything goes in order.
So first off, we're creating a binder, a portfolio.
Portfolio,
You have
everybody.
the outside cover, which is lovely.
Okay, one of the pieces of work.
And then you have the
elements of art. First one we did was lines.
Lines.
We create our lines.
All kinds of lines.
Yes. Oh, this person didn't put in their next one there.
Okay, and you have shapes.
Shapes. This person left out some of theirs. Different shapes. This one will be utilize space.
Space.
Okay, this one is not the best one.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
Forms.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting
All right.
because some of it reflects what we saw in DT as well.
Yes.
In terms of lines
Some of the
and
subjects
shapes.
overlap.
Yes.
They overlap. The basic things overlap.
Okay.
Now, down here has more of the portfolios and the
Right.
same concept, but everybody select one that you would like your table mat to be done from.
Okay.
Same thing.
And that's what they've done here.
Yes,
Okay. So
all
I
of
can
them.
tell that this is blow.
Blow
because-
paint.
Yes, blow paint here.
And they overlap.
Yeah. And the weaving here.
Sure. Blow again.
Then blow. Weaving. What's this?
Shapes.
Shapes.
Overlapping shapes.
Overlapping shapes.
Yes.
Has to be overlapping shapes, here as well.
yeah,
again.
yeah. They select just one. Up here now, second farmers, we were doing
Right.
tie and dye and painting on bags. So they select what they want to do. This girl chooses to sew on her design.
Right.
This one tie dye. That one she painted, and then we print on Anguilla on all of them.
They're
Okay?
lovely.
Yeah.
Tourists would buy these. I would buy these.
Yeah, they would.
Lovely for a
Yes.
beach bag.
Yes. Good beach bag from
Yes,
Anguilla.
absolutely.
Okay.
So what do we see here?
No. This one, I did this.
Oh my goodness.
I just felt like doing it. And I call it fish bone art. Where I went to the computer and I printed some fish bones.
Right.
And then I went home, I took some fish last night. I boil them and I pick off the flesh and use the bones to create an artistic piece.
It's amazing.
Yes, fish
So
bones.
these are prints that have been mounted
Yes,
onto a
prints.
background.
Yes, yes.
There was one up front.
Yes.
That's one as well?
That's one of them, yeah.
Yes. It
Yeah.
looked very different. It had a kind of shimmer to it.
Yes. Okay.
So how come these look as if they're standing out a bit? Like this looks almost like it's 3D.
Oh, that's how the design is.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out how to go about this in terms of display. I would have needed a frame, with a pocket in it, but didn't have that.
Yeah.
But I still wanted the students to see how, what my thinking was.
Yes, and you can use anything to create art.
Anything to
It's a
create
lovely
art.
idea.
So it's a fishbone design. Okay.
And what do we have here?
Up here on top here, the girls, I taught them how to do smock dresses. Make a little girl dress using smock stitches.
So the boys didn't
No,
do
they
any
did
smoking?
the string art when
You
the
did?
girls. Oh, it's not here because it's 3 different terms we use, and if I were to put up everything for 3 terms, it would be a lot. All right. So they made their dresses and
Aliyah, you want to come tell us a little bit about your experience of creating a smock?
come. How you did it?
Okay, so basically there was a lot of sewing and cutting of the cloth, but but my favorite part was the embroidery because of the different stitches.
Embroidery.
Yeah,
Okay.
the different stitches. My friend Shanae, she actually made this one,
Right. Lovely.
and Cyan.
So you had to. How did you learn the different stitches?
So Mr. Min showed us how to do it.
Oh, okay. No. All right. Cool. Yeah, they're lovely. Definitely. And to create one of these would take you how long?
It took me a long time, but a couple of weeks if you're like.
They would only do
Cool.
it when they were in class. Although they took it home, I know they were home on their phone. They
Yeah.
did not do it at home.
So Aliyah, a couple weeks because you only did it in class.
Didn't do anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's lovely. So Miss Fleming, we're going to continue.
Yeah, we
There was something that we missed here, and there were some paintings, and these we haven't done.
Okay.
Or drawings at the back, I think.
I'll come into you. Okay, here we have those cans. We use those cans that would have the Kool-Aid and throw them away. The first farmers, they're just coming in, they're new. You want to get them interested in art. So give them something where we just cut out from magazines and put on, give them a free farm.
And the shoes.
The shoes now. We collected old boots and we were using them to create a design. In addition to those they're supposed to be flower pot holders.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're supposed to put a plant in each one of them. So that's what the final thing would look like. All right?
At the back here, we missed.
Okay, let's go.
So what are these?
We were teaching everybody how to do facial proportions.
Okay.
So what I did, I asked every student to collect a picture of someone's face, had to be looking forward. We then cut it exactly in two, and they had to finish the other part of the design.
Oh, so like this is the photo, and
Yes,
this is what they
it
created.
created. They had to look at it now and
I like
finish
that.
their face. So that's what we did for that there.
Interesting. There are a lot. They didn't do a lot of black faces.
Well, you see, the magazines had
There's
mainly
some, yeah.
the white faces.
Oh,
Yes.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what we had to work with. Okay. It would seem as though I'm coming close the end of mine. I think
Perhaps
on this
we
side
did the
here.
very back here.
Did we?
Yes, we did. I
Oh,
think.
yes.
Okay, so it looks like we're
So that's
basically
it.
done with
Yes.
visual arts.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having us.
And thanks for coming along, and hope you enjoy your whole experience here at Campus B.
It's been good so far.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All the best. And thanks to the cameraman.
Shema, you're gonna take us now where?
We're gonna take. We actually could go to Miss Samuel because Miss Samuel
okay, all right,
has
let's bring
one.
her.
No,
No, we haven't. Yeah, okay. So it's Miss Samuel. We're going to the other
the other art class.
other art class.
Yes.
And then we still have homework to do
Yep.
as well. We're here a little longer than I expected, but it's all good. Hello. Good morning. Thank you for having us so much, Miss Marishaw and Miss Samuel. You're gonna show us a bit around.
I'll show you a bit around. Hi, how are you today? Okay, so what you're seeing on... I had to remember this. So
Yeah, we have to hold our mics
Yes.
close up to our mouth.
Yes, up close.
We're doing our best.
We're done with us. Let me get rid of something here.
Okay.
It's having a snack.
Okay, so tell us.
Okay, so what you're seeing is the first farmers and the second farmers work. So most of them will have their folders and everything. So
Right.
we
So
did
this is for
it.
the portfolio of work.
Yes, correct.
All right.
So I put out the best. That's why I don't have as much out this time.
Okay.
And then those who completed their dresses, we did a lot of paintings.
Did you have boys and girls doing smoking? Or
I tried. Yeah, they weren't happy.
the boys weren't interested.
They were like, teacher, no, we don't want to sew. And I keep reminding them of my students, past students who sewn, and just to learn
Right.
how to do the basic knot, but they weren't
Yes.
interested.
Okay.
So they did different stuff.
So I
But
see
these
now-
are the different areas that was taught, and then they would have done them in their portfolio. So we had a smocking, and we did, as I said, a lot of paintings.
What's this though?
This one here is it represents for us. We did it
Yes.
as a representative of our balance,
Right.
the radial balance. But the only difference is we cut them up. We used color paper and made them things. So the concept is to make it uniform.
So symmetry.
Symmetry,
I think,
correct.
Ms. Fleming was talking about that for
Yes.
something else that she showed us.
So this is radial balance, is symmetrical.
Radial balance.
Balance.
These are beautiful. I love these.
Yes.
These are beautiful.
They have some real nice ones on that side of there. And some of them, were cut up to make to look like little flowers, but
they're beautiful.
Apart from that,
I love these. I see we have some T-shirts here.
Yes, they did the tie-dyes.
Tie-dye? Yeah.
And then the students had a paint day with the shoes.
Yeah, we saw some
this
shoes
is
on
how,
the other
yes,
side.
so this is how we decided to display our shoes.
I like this one.
A little twist, yes.
Yes,
She
lovely
went
colors.
back. Correct.
You all also did pottery as well?
Ceramics.
Ceramics?
We didn't do much ceramics this time, but some of them painted some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we had the leaves made, and then they painted them out.
Painted them?
Yes, but we didn't do much ceramics. We really did a lot of painting and the drawings.
So are these the first or the second
First and
farmers?
second farmers.
Or together mixed?
Together, yeah.
All right. Is this what Ms. Fleming described to us, that this was pasted
Yes,
on the
correct,
background?
correct.
So we can see
Just
this is
this
great.
one here.
The Sonic. And you can see...
She said, that's my board. That's my favorite racing board. So I have to put on this
Yes, yes. I love the Sonic too,
Yes,
to be
so-
honest. Yeah, absolutely. And against the background, which is painted.
Correct.
Yeah, lovely.
So that's it.
Yes.
Mine's basic.
Paintings.
Paintings.
Okay, here we have the goat.
old
This is
goat.
quintessential. Yeah, really lovely. A lot of paintings this year.
A lot of paintings, yes.
Yes. Well, thank you for making the time.
Thank you.
For showing
thank
us
you.
through. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, take care. We're going to continue. I think we still have home ec. Home ec? Yeah, so we still have home ec to do. All right. Handing over to Shama and Aliyah.
Okay. So we're going to home ec
To
now.
home ec.
Yep.
All right. Let's hope they're ready for us.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm hungry, so it's time for home ec.
Like I said, the teachers are Miss Ellis, Miss Watley, and Miss Thompson.
Right.
All
Well, we're
right.
gonna try, and we'll see what we can see, and
Yeah.
we'll have to do the best that we can. Let's see what's going on. Okay,
So,
ready this time?
Mike, over to Michael.
Good morning. So, Michael, you're going to show us around. You're going to need to hold that mic very close
Oh,
to your
my bad.
mouth, and we're happy to be here. So, tell us a bit about what we're seeing.
Okay, so home ec, first of all, prepare students, boys and girls, for 3 major factors in life: food, nutrition, textiles and clothing, and family matters.
Okay.
So here, we start off with our textiles and clothing. Most of these pillows were done by the first farmers, some by
First farm.
second farm.
Okay.
Second farmers usually use the sewing machine. So all these here are done by second farmers, like
farmers.
this hat.
Bucket hats. It's cool. Yeah.
All of these, the bags, the bucket hats, these oven mitts were done by second farmers on the
farmers.
sewing machine.
Okay. Yeah, these are really functional. You can actually put your hand in, and yeah.
These towels, I believe, were done by first farmers.
Okay. So these would have been done by hand. All right.
Okay, here, a subtopic of family matters. You have your family tree.
Right. This is really cool. This is a family tree. So we have it done by Maja
Magi,
or
Francis.
Magi. And then we have mother, we on this side, then grandmother. And then on this side we have, oh, me. So that's Magi. And father and mother. Very nice. And then we have other grandmother, father, grandfather. Very cool. A real tree, a real family tree. And we have others as well
You have
across there.
others.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go this way. Here we have a table setting for two
Right.
for
Very
one
romantic.
course
It's all
meal.
red and
You have your napkin folds, like your tie, your jacket, your candle, your rose.
right. So tell
your
me about how the
traditional-
setting is done.
Well, usually on a table setting, as you can see, your knives and your spoon would go on the right side, and your fork would go on the left.
Yeah. Got that right.
You'd have like a centerpiece, not too big, so that it doesn't draw away from your food, the attention.
Good
And
point.
you usually
Or
take
sometimes
like
you have
a
to dodge to
tablecloth.
see the other person because it's so big.
Not really romantic.
No. Good point.
Okay, here we have other topics like long-term and short-term goals.
Okay.
An example
So
of a
these are
short-term
teaching like
goal.
life skills.
Yeah, it's kind of like PSAT. You have some PSAT in these.
In here, yes.
You have bad hygiene and good hygiene. You need these in the kitchen. You need these in life. I mean, if you're going into the kitchen, you can't have bad hygiene.
No,
you can't have
make us all
germs on
sick.
your hands.
Absolutely not.
So
So
we
you
have
need
more
to
of
do
that over here.
Okay, so
Personal
it's personal
hygiene.
hygiene. Yes.
And then here now, we have our foods done by the first and second farmers.
So
You
first
have your
formers
Johnny
also
cakes.
would be involved here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you have your Johnny cakes done fresh this morning. Your corn dogs, your pizza pockets, your kebabs done by the grilling method. Here too, more pizza pockets, bacon. You have your drinks, your passion fruit, your lemonade. Over here we have our
Ooh, sweets.
coconut drops done by the rubbing in method, which is when you put the fat in the flour and mix it up.
Right.
So everything is in already except the fat. Then you put the fat and then you mix.
Are there
get your
chocolates?
mixture.
Is there chocolate in the coconut?
Yeah,
as
chocolate coconut drops.
well? Oh, wow.
You have your cookies. More cookies over here and here, drizzled with chocolate on them too. Brownies as well. You have your cupcakes done by the creaming method, where you would rub the sugar and the fat together, usually butter, to create it kind of light and airy as well as creamy.
Right.
So all
Which is different from what you would have used
yeah.
here.
You have
What was
different
this method
methods.
again?
The rubbing in method.
Rubbing in method. And this is the creaming
method.
method.
So you have some without icing, some with, sorry. Then you have your local dishes like your tamarind jam, your tamarind balls. And then
Oh yeah, gooseberry. Yeah,
oh
right
yeah,
here.
gooseberry jam too.
Yeah. Very, very cool. So, would one of the teachers be able to speak with us as well? Yes? Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, great. We have two of you, so we can have both of you. So tell us a bit about what we're seeing here and the experience of doing home ec with the students here.
Okay, so welcome to Home
Close your mouth.
Economics. Okay, sorry. Welcome to Home Economics. We are here to just showcase our student skills. We emphasize creativity and innovation, and they have really showed out today. And just much thanks before we go on to the teachers. It wasn't easy, but we made it.
Remind us of your name.
My name is Mrs. Morgan Ellis. Yes. And
I am Miss Thompson.
Ms. Thompson. So
Yes.
tell us a bit about your experience working with the students.
The students, first of all, worked very hard. Some of them were here until almost 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, finishing up things to make sure that they had items to put on display. They worked very, very hard. Whether it was doing food items or even doing the sewing items,
Right.
they worked hard. There was tears, literal tears, literal breakdowns, and then they pulled themselves
Yes.
together and they got right back into it.
So basically, we're developing resilience.
Yes,
Because we like
and
to say that
persistence.
home economics, we foster lifelong skills in this
Skills,
department.
yes.
So we try to make sure that they can do a little bit of everything to be able to fend for themselves
Right.
when they get out into the
To
world.
work.
Just a little bit, but at least they get that start and that push to get
Excellent.
those types
Yeah.
of things done.
It was interesting to me to hear Mikhail talking about the decor when you're actually setting something up. And
Tables,
it's
yes.
interesting that you give something like that forethought.
Yes.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a young person might be even thinking of those things.
So
Yes.
these are skills that we think that they need to know as young adults, because lots of them are going to have opportunities where they go out to dinner and things like that, and they have to know how to maybe
So,
set a table.
table.
What fork do I use? What knife do I use? Where do I put my napkin? Do I tuck it into my shirt? As many
Etiquette,
people
yes.
do. Proper table etiquette.
Etiquette.
Am I supposed to be chewing with my mouth open? The
Right.
things they should and should not do.
And those skills are not just life skills for just at home or going out. I mean, they're important for work. In the work environment, you go to a work lunch.
Right.
You're
Very
having
good.
a social, etc.
Event,
You want to
yes.
represent yourself and your company
Right.
as well as you can.
So we are proud to be fostering these skills
Yes,
in our
the-
students.
Absolutely. Anything else you want to share?
That's about it. But we really appreciate the work that they have done. They really worked very hard. It was a bit
Yes.
challenging because some of them started a bit late on
Yeah.
their projects, but they pushed through and they managed a beautiful display for today.
But since,
Right.
since you've mentioned projects, so how are students assessed, the individual students? Because this is going towards their assessment, right?
Right.
So with lower school, which is what we call Campus B, they for our department, they are graded on 70% practical work and 30% theory work. So
high percentage.
Yes. Yeah. So it's throughout the term they have different practical things that they have to do, and we take the grades, and then at the end of it we put them all together.
Right.
Does the exhibition itself count for anything?
Yes.
Yes,
It
it
goes
does.
towards the grades. Okay. They work too hard for it
Yes.
not to count for something.
Just making sure.
It does.
Right, excellent.
And
Well,
we'd like to just implore the parents to just continue to motivate their children, because these are lifelong skills. They need it to go out in the world. So encourage them to just do what they have to do here.
I just said this. We learned this morning downstairs from Miss Samuel that there was some resistance from the boys for being involved in smocking. Did you have that for the cooking?
Yes, I had it for the sewing.
For sewing.
I had
A
it
lot of
for
them have
yes,
the mentality that sewing is for girls.
girls. Yes.
All right.
Right? But funny enough, the boys are usually better at
Yeah, they did
than the
better.
girls.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know the technicality. I don't know.
Maybe that's what it is, but the boys usually outshine
they
the
did
girls.
better.
Okay.
Honestly, they
Even
did.
some of the things that we
The
have
cushions
on
here,
the
yes,
screen,
the
boys
boys.
Did really well.
Yes.
really well.
And what about the cooking aspect?
Okay.
I think it's equal. For me, it's equal.
Yeah, they
when it
did.
comes to the cooking.
They're
Yeah.
more interested in the cooking aspect
Because
yes.
they're excited to eat.
Yes, and they are excited to eat.
I think that's the motivation for lots of them.
Yes.
As soon as I'm finished cooking this, I'm going to be able to
Eat
it.
something. It's a
Which-
reward.
Yeah, it's a reward.
It's a
It
reward.
makes sense because it's practical.
You're right.
Yeah,
It's
I could
practical.
see that.
Yes.
Well, I think we are at the end of our
Okay.
exhibition
Yes.
adventure. Thank
Yes.
you very
I would
much.
like to interject. There's Mrs. Watley.
Do you want to say a few words? Just a few words, please, before we wrap up, because we are so happy to have you here.
I
and us to
am
be here.
extremely proud of my colleagues
Right.
and the students, even more so. They did extremely well on
So
the.
it's the three of you, right? Because Shoma had said to me there were three teachers.
Yes, they're
At this
terrible.
point.
At this point, I am supposed to be the subject coordinator, an unpaid position, by the way. So I'm extremely proud of my colleagues. They did fantastic, especially Emika, whose students used 2 periods to make their potholders and
Yes.
their oven mittens.
So super
And Miss
fast.
Ellis has been holding down the fort for us because the two of us go back and forth, but she's here,
Back
so
and forth
she
between the
campus
campuses.
B and Q. So she's been holding down the fort. I'm extremely proud of them and the students, especially my boys. Michael did an extremely
Yes.
terrific job. He
Yes.
You realized he was able
Yes.
to show us around the whole place.
Yes.
I heard you saying you were impressed with the table setting aspect. They had to actually sit down and demonstrate table
How to
etiquette
set it,
and all
yeah.
of that. How to set the table, whether they should put their elbow on the table, which hand they use for which fork and which knife and stuff like that. They
Yes.
actually had to do it. So they did extremely well.
I must say, congratulations to the three of you.
Thank you.
Those are important skills.
Thank
Yes?
you.
Okay. So we are here at the end of our tour. We want to thank Michael.
Thank
Yeah, want to
you.
say bye?
Bye guys.
Yeah. Aliyah
Bye, guys.
and Shamar.
Bye, guys.
And thank you for being with us for this tour.